Hi, it's Lou from Christian Faith and Fiction. Today I'm going to share with you the books that I think I might like to read in March. I'm feeling kind of spring-like already, although it's not so warm here, but I am ready for some spring books, and I don't know if that has any effect on my reading tastes, but I put out a pile of possibilities, different types of books, different genres, and some new releases and some books that I'm already sort of reading. So let's have a look. One book that I'm already partway through is Just Leadership by Simon Barrington and Justin Humphreys. This is about leading with justice, leading in a just way, being a just leader, bringing justice into your style of leadership. And although I'm not a church leader, I do have a platform on here, and all of us who are on social media could class ourselves as being leaders in some sense. So I think this is a topic that's really been on my heart recently, watching some of the things that's been going on in some of the bigger churches, some of the stuff that's coming out. It's been on my heart heavy, and I thought maybe it was time to pick this one up and see if there's anything helpful in there. Another non-fiction book that I'm currently reading, which is a mainstream secular book, is Black Tudors by Miranda Kaufmann. And it is, I like to read historical non-fiction and learn stuff that I just never got taught at school. So things that I've just not heard of before. This is supposed to be a book with stories about free black people living in the Tudor period in England. So that kind of intrigues me. I don't know anything about those kind of stories, so yeah, I'm hoping to learn something new from that. And then I've been looking at God's Smuggler by Brother Andrew. This is a charity that he set up. Open Doors is a charity that I have been aware of for some time. I really value what they do with the persecuted church around the world. And the person who set that up is Brother Andrew, and this is his sort of story of how he smuggled Bibles into countries that don't allow the Christian faith and don't allow Bibles. I think it will be a really interesting one. It's quite a famous book and quite a popular book, so yeah, I'm wanting to pick that one up. And the final non-fiction Christian book that I've got is Hope in Times of Fear by Timothy Keller. I was looking for a book about Easter and Lent to pick up, and this one came up, so I thought I might pick this one up, well, listen to it. It is looking at the resurrection accounts of Jesus in the Gospels and the stories around Easter. So I think it's a really appropriate book to have a look at for this time of the year. And then fiction books, I have picked out Enhanced by Candace Kade. This is like a sci-fi type of book, I think. It is following Lee Urban, who is born a natural but adopted into Enhanced Society of the Asian Federation and forced to conceal her genetic roots. She wants to go to Peking University, and that's going to be a problem because of the fact that she's natural. She doesn't have this enhanced genetics or enhanced, power of gene editing. And then she has to get involved in a competition run by AI, so like a game that's run by AI and puts to the test concealing her true nature. So it all sounds quite fascinating. I believe it is Christian science fiction. So yeah, really interested to see how that one will play out. I think the second book is like come out this month or next month. Yeah. Then I want to pick up the first novella in this collection. This is Three Spring Love Stories. Toss the Bouquet is the name of the collection. The novella is called All Dressed Up in Love by Ruth, Logan, Herne, and I believe it's Christian contemporary romance. It is following a lady called Tara who walks into a bridal shop, finds her dream job and handsome man at the same time, whilst Greg is working at the shop trying to keep it afloat after his mother's passing. So that'll be a shortish kind of book to pick up in the middle of something else. The new releases that I'd like to look at First of all, Lady of Disguise by Melanie Dickerson. This is book 6, I want to say, of the Derricott Tales. This is a retelling, a reimagining of Jack and the Beanstalk. It's medieval YA historical Christian fiction. So I'm expecting there to be a decent amount of Christian faith content in there. I'm hoping this one might be one of my more favourite ones. It sounds like a good story from the plot, like quite an interesting story and a bit different from what she's done before. So it's Louisa, who is, her and her sister are trying to get freedom from their uncle, who is not very good, and she's always dreamed of going after this giant's treasure in Scotland. And when her uncle tries to marry off Louisa's sister, who's very young, she decides now's the time to go, so she disguises herself as a boy, or as a man, to go after this treasure. So that sounds really interesting, and yeah, hopefully I'll get to that one in March. And then one of my most anticipated books of the year is A Lady's Guide to Marvels and Misadventure by Angela Bell. I really hope this lives up to my expectations or my hopes for it. It sounds very eccentric. It's Christian historical fiction, Victorian, whimsical Victorian historical romance is how it's described. And it's following Clara, whose ex-fiancé spreads rumours about her family, saying that there's insanity in the family, which she's trying to disprove. But then her father employs an apprentice with a mechanical leg, and then her father, I think it's her father, disappears. Her grandfather disappears, and he goes off in his owl machine, I think, flying owl machine, something like that, and sends clues for her to go on this treasure hunt to follow after him. It all sounds very kind of fun, and yeah, it sounds to me a little bit like the Nutcracker, because the grandfather is called Drosselmeyer, which is the name of the character in the Nutcracker, and it's that kind of time period. So I really hope that this is a good one for me to read. The third new release is If the Boot Fits by Herne Witemeyer. This is her second book in the Texas Ever After series, I think, and it is a retelling or reimagining of Cinderella, but reversed. So the female character has a father who's throwing a ball to try and matchmake her, marry her off, and the male character is from a different class, I want to say, different place, and he's trying to get into this ball to try and get evidence against her father because he thinks he's been doing bad-mouthing, doing something to his family. So there's a connection there. He leaves his boot behind, I think, at some point, and so that's kind of how it goes. I really enjoyed the first book of this one, so I'm hopeful that I'm going to enjoy this one as well. Even though westerns are not my normal sort of go-to, I do love fairy tale retellings. So yeah, looking forward to that one. And the final book that I'd like to get to is our book club pick, which is, we're kind of going for prompts as well as a book pick as well. So I'm sure people might explain this better than me, but this month was middle grade and YA Christian fiction as the sort of book prompt, and the suggested book was Mandie and the Secret Tunnel, which is a book that I've never heard of. It sounds like it was from a while ago. No, this one was 1983, this one I was looking at, but I feel like it might have been before then. But yes, so Mandie and the Secret Tunnel by Lois, Gladys, Leppard. You probably might have heard of it more than I have because I've never heard of these series until recently, but it sounds like it was a popular series back in the day. So yeah, I'm interested to pick that one up, but other people might be picking up different middle grade or YA Christian fiction books for this month. Okay, so that is my maybe read, might be read pile of possibilities for March. Let me know in the comments if you've got any particular book that you really want to get to in this month. I hope you're having a really great reading week, and I pray God bless you and your family. And until next time, bye!